my son, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
Of course.
No, you're good. Well, that's the least I can do, and that's what I told other people. I'm like, look, how much I've grown thanks to the community. The least I can do is give back if people want it. Except the
Yeah.
person who I was helping, they just went full 360. They were like, oh yeah, I need help with this, and then yeah, I hate everything about my voice, and I just hate myself, and I just hate this. It's just like, then why are you doing this? Like, this is for prizes for equipment and for coaching. Like, you gotta learn to love yourself first, and then figure out if this is what you want to do before you start taking prizes like this away from people who are looking to go career with this. Like, so.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of people just don't take constructive criticism.
Well, it's weird because they made it to the semifinals, but yet they were so negative on themselves. It's like, you gotta figure yourself out first before you go into this. I know from experience. So, but anywho, I'm ready to play.
Okay, I'm like, the heater is blowing right here, and Tim's like, I'm so gonna switch our desks to be on the cold side.
Then come summer, you're gonna want to switch around again.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be on the hot side, you're gonna be on the cold side.
Get an ice pack.
Yeah, she's right next to the vent that pumps out a shitload of heat, and it kind of hits the wall right there because, you know, home design. And so it just kind of bounces right back on her.
Literally plain hot potato.
Yeah. For sure.
Huh? Try streaming again? I want to try streaming again. I want to play. God. Fuck.
I don't want to stream again.
I don't want to stream. I just want to play D&D.
Today's stream is brought to you by Tourette's.
Fuck. Fuck. It looks good. Yeah, I was telling everybody yesterday because it was just so freaking frustrating. I was like, D&D is my happy place, right? Like, this is I love D&D over every other game, and I was so frustrated I couldn't even think about being in the right mindset to play, and it freaking sucked.
I could have actually used some D&D yesterday too, because it was a super frustrating day.
Should have just been like, Silas, will you DM for us, please? Just anything, I don't care. Like, can we just start at level 1? I don't
just
even care.
Just a dungeon in the sewers with rats.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Let's kill some rats.
Let's kill some rats. It's the fucking ghouls.
I could have done with that yesterday. All right.
For sure.
So, last session with the variants. Yeah. We're gonna start now. You had started in the Zobreka Valley and were making your way up the mountain. Or no, you started in the chamber, fighting yourself. That's right. Ignore that. And the battle was long and in many, many ways, not just physically exhausting, but emotionally exhausting. You were either battling against yourself, but also within yourself to ignore the combat and focus on trying, for Nemu anyway, trying to reach your companions, or Dorus trying to really break free of this and figure out what was going on. Jax and Ioe, constant battle with yourself in various locations, and at the same time you kept hearing and seeing blips of some strange chamber where you found out later was Nima trying to disable whatever this protection mechanism is that had triggered upon you entering this cavern. After what seemed like hours of fighting and hearing Nima having her own type of battle within the chamber itself, she was finally able to disable. She finally figured out how to disable the machine or whatever it was here that the ancients, the dragons, had created to protect the mechanism that absorbed the energy that the wind created with its constant battering against the southern side of the mountain you were in. It was able to disable. After some trial and error and trying to figure out these ancient dragon writings and symbols and arcane energies, you finally decided to do a few things. A, charge some small crystals that had been drained. B, you used the great residuum from the burlesque to very, very temporarily absorb everything that was being forced into this orb that then retransmitted the energy down into the caverns below of Zobreka. A tumultuous moment later, you grabbed the orb, you grabbed the crystals, Eoway grabbed the residuum, and you bolted, not knowing what would happen. I don't think everybody was quite aware at that very moment if Eoway had taken the residuum, if he hadn't, which would have just caused everything to explode. And then you made Eoway, with this massive residuum in hand, attempted to make your way as quickly as possible down the mountain. Most of you were fine, especially those of you who have flight, though Eoway stumbled and tripped and and stutters and stops, made his way down the mountain, ensuring that he used his rune of what is it? What did we call it?
Dune?
The one that like stops people.
Oh, it is called the Hold Rune.
The Hold Rune, not to catch himself on the side of the mountain as he tumbled down, but to ensure that he didn't release the residuum. Which, was successful in a way. Taking a bit of damage.
For some reason, I just, before you said that, me tumbling down the mountain popped into my mind, and then, the song Walking on Sunshine playing in the background was going.
Walking on Sunshine. Yeah, sure. Go for it, baby.
Don't know why that popped into my mind.
Ragged, exhausted, hurt, majority of you anyway. You walked into yeah, you're good. You walked into, of course, the camp that Gallon and Pepper had prepared for you. Gallon excitedly told you that he had made wine, as he had said that he was going to try it with his alchemy set. And everybody just quietly partaked in the meal. And if there isn't anything else that anybody wants to do before you fall asleep, then we can move on.
I'd like to examine the small crystals that we charged up. See if they look different. Are they buzzing? Are they lit? Or are they...
Okay, roll Arcana. There's a bunch of notebooks back there, babe. Somewhere. Make it.
Sorry, my character sheet crashed because I was on 2.
Oh, right there in the bottom, in the middle, baby, on the bottom shelf. Borrow one of those. Page?
15.
15. Eoway is certainly buzzing. Yeah, it's fade, which leaves you with that exhaustion. It's like being hasted and then it just fading away. 15. They do seem to be charged, with this force energy. They are buzzing a little bit. It's not nearly as strong as the residuum, or even the residuum that was used to help Nemu find or work out how to create that force shield around everybody. But they could be used for something. You're not sure what? Anybody else have anything they want to do? Yeah.
I think I just want to make sure that Nima's okay.
Nima is very hurt. Wait, no, somebody ended up healing her to full, I think.
Yeah, but she was almost dead.
She was, yes. I would say as you made it to the base of the mountain, and you just kind of slowly joined your companions and plodded your way to the camp as you were holding Nima, she would have fallen asleep in your arms. She seems to be resting peacefully, though she, is a little battered and bruised. She did absorb a lot of energy that had been built up within that cavern, which is why there was no way to completely disable the protection mechanism without venting it. And she used herself as a conduit for that vent. So I don't know what's going to become of her when she does awake, but at this moment she seems to be resting.
All right, I'll let her rest then. I'll just kind of pat her on the back or whatever. And
Okay. You okay, Jax?
I want to make a point to be like, well, these tents and beds set up looks mighty dandy, especially such after a long day of fighting, and really appreciating the work put into giving us a comfortable place to sleep.
Well, you are more than welcome, of course. Did you want to try some of the wine? It will help you sleep.
Why the hell not?
So he pours you a little cup of wine. They're just standard camping cups. He didn't have time to somehow figure out how to get wine glasses. It is, it's a little thicker than you would expect. A little richer, almost like, like when you juice fresh fruits and it's just, it hasn't quite mellowed out yet. And it's very, very sweet, almost syrupy, but it's not bad. It's just very sweet and syrupy.
Thanks for the chewable drink.
Did I let too much of the water evaporate?
Actually, I think the other way. I think you might need to add a little bit more.
Oh, okay. I'll note that down and I'll try again, and then we can try some more tomorrow.
Just a little thick, that's all.
Perfect. I thank you for the feedback. I greatly appreciate it. And he actually seems genuinely excited to be experimenting with this.
If any is offered to me, I just take it, no questions asked.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
drink it.
Yeah, he'll give it to you. It goes down like honey. Not quite as thick.
Just no response, and then I'm going to go over to one of the tents. Not go inside of it, I just lay on top of it.
Okay, it's just... Doom. Perfect. Perfect. So, Ioe's out. Are you passing out?
probably, given what, yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Dorus?
Did Cat help put up these tents?
Well,
I'm sorry, excuse me. It says I meant Pepper. Pepper help.
she was like kind of gave you a the cat side eye. Well, of course. Pepper helped. Yes.
All right, I sleep outside then. I'll go over here. That's fine. And he takes his bedroll pillow or whatever he has and like puts it up just outside of on the other side of camp from where the tents are.
Okay. He just kind of gives Pepper a look, and Pepper's like, I don't know. Tail flick. I don't know. Jax?
I'm just kind of like nod towards Pepper and then go hit the beds.
Okay. If you allow her, she will curl up next to you.
Yeah, I'll allow her.
Okay. So she curls up next to you, and between the wine and the purring, you are lulled into a comfortable sleep. Everybody begins drifting into the comfort and darkness, feeling strangely almost at home for a brief moment as you fall asleep. However, it slowly changes. For some reason, you begin seeing the cavern below Zobreka, within the mountain itself, where you saw the ghostly apparitions and what had happened. And then it quickly changes to you being suddenly in combat with yourself in the cavern above from the ancients. You fight, and it replays over and over and over again. The fight suddenly becomes interspersed with pulses of power that are completely out of place, but strangely familiar and reminiscent of the energy surges of the weave when you manipulated it within Mazent Hollow at the Temple of the First Ones. Other visions creep in and out of this fight. The shatter where you see masses of these creatures that you once fought there. Just excited, strangely so. They're gathered in groups, awaiting something. And then a drifting voice from far away, heavy with concern. Pepper, things are not as they should be. Contact him, Rosie. We'll have to barter a favor. The shallows and souls within, you now see drifting, searching, wails of frustration, anger, and fear. Over it all, a voice constantly repeating, "Still yourselves, all will be well. Your time will come. Whisper to your loved ones my name, Takarlis. Beg them to seek the help of Takarlis. Tell them it is in their control to empower the realm of souls. The shallows need a spectral. Takarlis is the one to usher you beyond their torture. Takarlis will deliver you to the Everborn. Takarlis needs details of your lives to choose the realm of the Everborn for you. Tell them all, everyone who knew you. Beseech their aid to pray to Takarlis. Still yourselves, all will be well." And it just repeats on this loop. The fighting with yourself is just constantly fluctuating between all of these places that you have been and encountered all of these different creatures and souls and left a mark on where you now tread. The cavern, the fight, the shatter, the shallow, the broken memories, the weave, Zobreka, the forest of the silver trees, an uncontrollable randomness to it all, constantly moving you from one place to another. And during this, another voice. They bear the essence of the ancient protectors and will be hunted. This is your doing. You should not have meddled, I did not meddle, Dreamer. They crossed my path according to fate. I know not those threads, only where I should follow my own. Be that as it may, Wanderer. You stretched that path to forking, An undefined favor to be called upon later for my intervention from you both. That is my price. these images and these places continue as you feel a pause from Galen. I vow to uphold this agreement, Dreamer. You hear a low growl from Pepper. Everything fades away. Voices, the shatter. Zobreka, the fight, the veil just thins and releases you. And you begin to hear a speaker you find familiar. Not familiar to who you are on Avenvon, but to who you are now on Phenovis. It is nearly 3 hours past midnight, as the last who have been called to this meeting arrive and settle in. You notice the glances and looks of grief on the faces of the last arrivals, seeing how few have gathered here. You had done the same upon arriving. A stout woman patiently sits on a wooden stool. She's partially donned in battered plate armor, adorned with the emblem of the now scattered Grorian kingdom, showing through the dirt and the oxidation on her armor. She's a bit taller than a dwarf, though her mixed heritage shows through the broadness of her features and the blonde beard along the sides of her chin. Now that we're all here, we have received information about a group of the forwards, and their information has been verified. 5 scouts went in, 2 came out to gather the intel. She looks across the room to the 2 scouts. One looks relatively unharmed. The other has a thick bandage around her stomach, and then another on her shoulder, and is dozing on one of the very few comfortable armchairs here. Around you are a strange array of former military, mercenaries, armed civilians even, all carrying recent wounds, newly healed scars, and a look of determination. An array of mismatched chairs are spread around what was once the sitting room of a successful rancher's home. The room is in a semblance of organization, or what could be accomplished after the Drake attack that killed everyone who lived here. And, of course, the subsequent looting. Windows and damaged walls have been covered to prevent any light from escaping. A large magic-wrought fire burns within this huge fireplace that splits the room from the kitchen and dining area to the sitting area, and offers much-needed warmth against the biting cold outside. Memories begin to flood in of battles against the Drig, months upon months of death, destruction, running, fighting, slowly gathering others to your side, losing them, gaining others. Hearing increased rumors of creatures appearing, most of them being so fantastical as to be bordering unbelievable. Thought to be a symptom of the hysteria, until they were proven to be true. Demons, fays, even aberrations. More and more often these reports were linked to strange groups of peoples. Sometimes elves were even listed in the rumors. The elven kind who forced this devastation upon Phenovis. You have met a few who were sympathetic, and they fought beside you, died with your companions, though most ushered the Drig through and returned to their homeworld, leaving fractures in the veil. These people are a day and a half travel to the southwest, in a vale protected on all sides by hills. It once was home to a small village named Quince and the mining town of Akora. Our forward scouts have reported the area is now well protected with sympathizers and members of the forwards. What we need is 3 groups. One to create a diversion, another to ensure a gap, and the last to make their way into the belly of the beast, as it were. We believe them to be holding at least 2 elven prisoners, having an elven companion of the spells used to create the tears in the veil, And our arcane mapping system of the realms, I don't know how this works. It's not my purview. And they're not willing to part with any of it. So, anybody have ideas for what team they want to be? She kind of looks around the room, waiting. A few you see. Go ahead.
Like, I'm just gonna like, I see this tall Goliath next to me. Like, I have a flask. Like, what do you think of all this? And I offer him the flask.
So you are all friends and have been fighting alongside each other for quite a while now.
All right.
I'll grab the flask. Oh, this sounds like a good time.
Yes. So all of the other groups are also having these conversations amongst themselves, trying to decide. Nobody looks happy to be doing this, but everybody knows it needs to be done. So you're more than welcome to have a small conversation between yourselves to get reacquainted, as it were.
Like we all
So-
completely forgot who we were.
Well, no, it's just getting comfortable in your own skin.
So yeah, essentially though, like, I, for the most part, look like a standard Goliath. Except probably a little bit more of a beer belly than what would normally be like a complete like muscle mass, as some people look at Goliaths are. But then he does carry a very large sword with him as well, and no other weapons, just that sword. But yeah.
Very cool. What do you look like? Yue?
I am a dwarf. A bit tanner skin and just bright red hair. And I'm holding a warhammer almost twice the size of me. That's just carved in emblems of flames.
Very cool.
I am about a 6 foot tall, very dark skinned, dark black hair guy with a giant crossbow and what looks to be almost like 90s style shades on, like blackened over my or like blue, kind of blued over my face. And I'm wearing some well-worn dark leather armor and probably puffing on a cigar, I would say, too. Just kind of watching the room, but very but my crossbow is very close. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, sorry. I roll perception for me. I guess I can have my mic on.
What are mics? What is sound?
28.
Okay. As you're half listening to the conversation of your companions, but also, of course, as you do, watching the room, you see a group of not beefy looking peoples. Kind of a mix of all of the races here. The group itself is about 8 people.
Oh, I'm human too. I forgot to mention that. I'm a human.
And they look a little excitable. A little tweaker-ish. They, their kind. They, like to explode things. So, yeah. They are engineers of the boom boom kind.
Sappers.
They are sappers. And so, of the boom boom kind, and you, as they continue talking, they get more and more and more excited. You notice their leader, who you've worked with before. His name is Vand, and he seems to be getting a kind of consensus of everybody in his group. On the other side, you see a smaller group of a mix of spellcasters of kinds, and they're all looking towards a single tiefling for direction. though they're not really discussing much. It's more just waiting to listen to what she says and putting in their own few words. Mr. Jazz.
Yeah, I'm standing near the other two fellas and just like flipping a thin knife in the air. Like, send that over here when you're done with it. And referring to the flask. And he's like, I think we ought to go with the distraction group, but I'll go wherever y'all think we're necessary.
Oh, I got better than that, and I just pull out a bottle of ale that I stole from somewhere
Nice.
and just hand it over.
Ah, perfect. And he puts the knife away and grabs the bottle. And he's just like a normal looking human, like average height, average weight. He's got a big oversized hood on. He's got like cloth wrapped around his neck that he usually wears pulled up when he's like out and doing stuff. But he's just pretty much normal, like plain brown robes, normal looking human guy.
So as y'all sit there talking amongst yourselves, I gotta make sure to keep this up. Your name, Adric.
Yeah, Adric.
Adric. I really should have replaced y'all's names. I'm sorry, guys.
I almost made a name with an A and an E next to it. And I thought of Yahweh's name, and I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that to everybody.
So,
Anyway, Adric.
so, Adric,
It would have just been Adric anyway, but it still would have confused people.
yeah, you see who you know as Vand, in his own, excitable way, jump up. Those who may have never worked with him before, he's a very wiry man, human, young, no older than 20. Part of his head is freshly shaven to allow access to the very newly stitched gash that goes from his eyebrow all the way to the crown of the head, to the crown of his head. And he stands up. Yeah. Hal will take the diversion. Lena, we're good. Yeah, we'll do the diversion. All of his companions are like excitedly nodding in agreement as they begin opening their packs.
Those sappers?
They are the sappers.
Yeah.
They start opening their packs and a couple of, fairly large duffels, and begin preparing what you can only assume are explosives of some kind or another. Lena, thank you, Vand. I have all the faith in Hal. I'm sure that you can handle that.
I just thought of this. As you're like adventuring with a group of players, an assassin is not somebody that would really ever adventure with a group of people. Right? So it's kind of weird.
So you guys,
for like somebody that doesn't ever like to be seen, to just be sitting there with a group of like random people, including a fucking Goliath. Like,
so
just stick out like a sore thumb. Like, who is that person with that giant bow?
So I will say,
it's just a thought as it
Yeah.
is a like tabletop game thing.
as it is right now, the everything is fucking terrible. This is over a year now since the Drig came to Fenovis.
So it's like a really nasty war, basically. Really,
It is.
Yeah.
It's an extermination of people on Fenovis by the Drig.
Oh shit. Okay, well you should have said that first.
So I know
You should have said like it's genocide
Yeah.
being committed by the other
I
side.
thought that was
So-
implied.
I just didn't catch on to it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
reason.
So as a reminder, because it's been months and months and months and months since we've talked about Fenovis or the Drig, the elves had torn open a portal, and the Drig were on their planet first, or in their realm. They found a place to send them, and it just happened to be Fenovis. Now, these creatures are massive and incredibly destructive. Y'all fought them before. This is now their planet. They don't understand pity. They don't have any kind of understanding of value of life. Yes. So, this is months after that happened. You all, for need, you are in an abandoned farm, an abandoned ranch. There are no animals left. The fields have been trod upon. They've been burned. There's
So then my character is going to be kind of watching through the windows too, because I've got my glasses on.
everything is blocked off so that the light from the fire
Okay.
does not.
There's no cracks anywhere where I could
Oh,
sneak
no.
a. Okay, all right.
No, I would assume that you probably would have ensured that that would have happened. You could have set one small place for you to be able to peer through without light escaping if you wish.
Yeah, I think I would have gone to at least some watch point. Given what his so if I have to like go up or whatever and like just keep an eye on stuff, I just walk up there with my cigar.
It's War of the Worlds rules, you know. If we get caught, then we're gonna be in trouble.
I'd clearly be annoyed by the happy fuckers with the bombs.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. But you know that they are very adept at their job.
Sure.
They know what they're doing. There's from what you've known of this group, especially the leader, who you have maybe seen his work, maybe not worked with him, Vand, that they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I'll take my cigar and toss it on the ground, and I'd bring out like another like kind of like a fancy tin, and I'd grab another one and light it. Go back up to my looky hidey hole. And I would assume everybody would kind of know, since we've been together for a while. I'd assume everybody would kind of know where I'm going. You know, given what my mannerisms typically are.
Okay.
As far as being kind of that eagle-eyed lookout / watchful, you know.
So roll perception again for watching outside. As I know, I don't know how to right click without a touchpad. I'm sorry. 20 and 29. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, fucking assassins. Assassin Creed. Yeah. As Adric.
Well, this my I dumped charisma and went straight wisdom.
Yeah.
That's why my perception's so high.
As Adric walks over to keep a watch outside, Lena looks around the room again, and a female tiefling in heavily patched robes, the one that you had seen earlier sitting on the ground, raises her arm from where she's sitting against the wall. And as the sleeve slides down, you see gnarled scarring left behind where her muscle once was.
How far away is this?
You're in a great room of a ranch house.
Okay, so it's not outside; it's inside.
Yeah, y'all are inside.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I was seeing this outside the building or inside.
We can create the gap. The group close to her kind of shift around. You see fear in their eyes, but as they glance to the tiefling, it resolves into trust, slowly melting into the steel of determination. Well, be sure to leave the gap and not collapse the entire structure, Netvari, please. Lena says with a smirk. Well, that leaves retrieval. We only have need of the tomes and the compendium. Get in, get out, stay alive. And she just kind of looks over to y'all's group.
I'm just taking a big swig of whatever's in my hand. It's like, fuck it, why not?
Perfect. I have a map of what our scouts were able to find and the placement of the watch posts. We'll review them before you rest. Take what you need in preparation. There isn't much left in our stocks, and you will most likely need all of it. You will head out at noon. That way you should arrive as night descends on the morrow. Anybody have any questions? Yes? Terry?
Yep, that's me. I'm Terry. Will killing be involved in getting the tomes?
I hope so.
She kind of looks you up and down. You all have worked with Lena on a number of occasions. Generally, when big jobs like this needed to be done, she would gather the groups that she trusts the most, whoever might be part of those groups at that time. Well, Terry, when was the last time you were able to bring your great strength and being through a place, grab something and leave without being noticed?
Hey guys, when was that?
I don't remember.
We don't remember.
All right. Well, if you are able to accomplish that, then you won't have to kill anybody.
Just letting out a long sigh.
If we need to, do I need to be concerned about getting people juice on the tomes?
Yes. Unfortunately, that is, it could be a side effect if you are not able to sneak in and sneak out. I, would prefer the books to not be covered in people juice, if at all possible, because, they are needed. But, you know, if it happens, sop it up. Yeah.
It's important we get all these rules out in the open now. Takes another swig.
Yes. All right. Hear that, Gordo? We gotta be careful of no people juice. Just kind of taps the hilt of the sword behind his head. Just, we got to be careful.
Is Adric within earshot of us, or is he like in the room still?
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
would be close.
I'd gesture over at him with the bottle and be like, "You have any opinion on this, or what she's saying too?"
We're trying to decide what he would say. I think I just look at him and just kind of tap my crossbow as a sign of like, you know, people are gonna die.
Yeah, I think Adric's on board. Let's go.
Are we supposed to make
Okay,
stealthy?
I'm gonna start heading towards the door because he heard you say, "Let's go."
Oh, yeah. On the bottom of my bow, I have all of these etchings of people that I have killed over the years,
Oh my god, of course you do.
and it is seriously like severely covered in etchings. So you would know very well I have no opposition to killing people, even
Just like
even to the
fast
point
etching.
where you consider him to be fairly immoral, but effective, which is why he's still around.
So Jaina stops you in your tracks, Terry. You leave tomorrow at noon, darling.
Oh, okay. He said we're leaving. Let's go. So
You gotta respect his vigor. You know, you gotta respect
Yeah,
his
he's ready.
his excitement for creating people juice.
Yeah, I didn't mean literally.
I've gotta
I meant,
respect.
I meant like, let's go, as in we're in, we're gonna do it, we're on board, we're ready to go.
got it. You used one of those figurine speeches.
I sure did, buddy.
Figurine speeches.
It is a good fucking thing you're good
I
with
had
that
the-
sword, man.
I had the bottle back to, is it Brangus? Brangus?
Brangus.
So Adric, I need to replace y'all's names. I'll get to it, I promise.
Adric works fine too. Honestly, like it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but I don't mind Adric either. So if that's easy, if that comes to your mind first, and just we'll roll with that.
Okay. So
You're gonna start saying Adric now, from now
I
on.
am.
What?
Adric, Van, it kind of shuffles over to your group, very excited, wringing his hands. We're gonna do the distraction for you guys, right? He's talking to everybody.
It better be a dang good one.
I hope to see it.
Oh, you'll see it, and you'll hear it, and it'll be glorious.
Are you going to be part of this distraction?
Me?
Personally.
Yeah, of course. Of course. What do you think that we do? I have to be part of the distraction. I'm not going to like, strip naked and dance in the streets with our friends. But
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Are you going to blow yourself up?
Well, that would be pointless because then I can't continue creating distractions.
But then I wouldn't have to listen to whatever the fuck you're talking about right now.
The booms, the things that they.
That was a little boom. You gotta do big booms, like boom. And I'm just gonna do it really as loud as he can in the place.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, the big ones are the best.
Oh, are we making big booms? And I take out my warhammer and
Harry,
just smash a
what?
table.
We have short supply.
Maybe Terry can go with him. He's one giant fucking distraction.
Oh no, I'm with you in being sneaky. Well, I'm
You're a
gonna
much
be a
better
mouse.
distraction.
No, we're gonna be mice and get tomes.
I just lean back and like, I can be stealthy too, and I just like tap my metal gauntlet onto my metal armor.
This is requiring us to be stealthy. We are fucked.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Hopefully their booms are big enough to cover our advance.
Hey, if no one is left alive, no one can say we were there.
Ooh. I had an idea. I want to run it by you.
Okay.
What's the thing she said she was going to give us to do our part?
Okay, so there is a supply. No. The answer is no.
Yeah.
He wants to blow up the sappers.
I wanted to sabotage your equipment so that when they went in, they exploded just a little bit early.
So there is a very limited supply room. However, it will have things like potions of healing, like the second level, whatever, the greater potions of healing. Everybody can grab a couple. If there's like food rations, anything else that you can think of that you would need that wouldn't be rare at this point is probably there. So if you need to provision yourself, you can.
Should I change my armor if we're going to be stealthy?
Ooh,
As long as we stick together, it can help us be a little extra stealthy.
I have an idea.
Your face. Why do
All
you
right,
remind
Terry,
me
let's
of
hear
what's
it.
his face from Red?
We should practice. Let's see who can go into the back and steal some ale, and then find out who was successful in being sneaky and not being caught.
So Natvari has slowly been walking over to your group. As this conversation is continuing. How about we wait on that? Let's go look at the map, okay? And maybe plan a little bit, maybe. Please.
You assigned us this job. Let's see it.
So this is Letvana, or Natvari. I'm sorry, Natvari, the one who is like the lead of the mage group. Nobody plays wizards because they're terribly squishy. So Lana has set up the map, very rough drawn map. And mind you guys, I had 3 seconds to draw these. So they would be better than these, that the scouts had produced from what they saw. And Vand comes over to join you, looking over the information, and a couple of his guys follow him, and they're constantly whispering back and forth as they're looking over the map, and you can hear depth and placement and timing and all, like, just these and they're way too excited about this. So on the map itself, it is a small vale in here, and it is circled by hills. Here is what once was the mining town of Akora. Would be here. Here is the mining entrance. This would have been the small village attached to Akora, named Quince. From what you're told, most everybody that is here is close to the mine entrance. And then on the X's around, you have guard posts, 2 on either side, up on the hills from the mine entrance itself. And where you are coming from the north, is mostly grasslands. And it's a mix of shrubbery and grasslands that the majority of your travels are going to be through. And these grasses and shrubs range from 3 foot high to 7 foot tall, and sometimes even larger. The closer you get to the Vale, you begin seeing you'll begin seeing copses of trees and small outcroppings where the grasses begin to disappear, and then up on the hillside itself are a grouping of trees. So Band becomes incredibly excited as he sees the placement of all of these outposts. Now, Latvari is talking over him at this point because he just won't shut up. All right. So our best bet is to, just follow the trees, right? So we can make you a gap quite easily if you start here. And she points to the map. And just south of the mine entrance is one of the outposts. And she kind of grabs Van's shirt in her hand and pulls him close. Listen. This one is where they will go in. Okay? So this one has to big boom and slide down so that they can get in. Okay? He's just nodding and really excited. He immediately turns back around to start talking to his friends. Now you see other sheets of paper underneath. And as you're kind of like trying to shimmy it out from... Taking my shit. As you're pulling it out from now where Van and his group are planning their explosions, you see what is within the mine itself. It is from what the scout who is not sleeping off whatever the hell happened to them tells you, when you enter, it is a grand hall. And you can tell that there was a lot of care and beauty built into this. I am trying to remember the name. Brangus, you can tell by the description that it was most likely dwarven designed and probably built as far as the entrance and the grand hall goes. So you're told that as you enter from the entrance to the mine, there's this great room. Now, these buildings, or the rooms within, were not meant for living quarters. It is just for work itself. The great hall, when you enter, has strange machines or constructs of some kind that at one point had pulled up or that had been roughly prepared from below where the mines actually are. And there's 6 of these, 3 on either side, where they could bring up ore and stone and other things of value on these like ramps of some kind that come up from the bottom. On the other side is a hallway that goes in. This hallway has rooms that branch off of it, but it's very simple. It's stuff like medical rooms, places to eat, places to rest between shifts if needed, offices for people who, do the accounting of the place, would be able to do their work quietly, those kinds of things. Maybe a dorm, if people were, if they had a group of workers that were visiting for something large. Past all of these rooms down this hallway is the Great Lift. The Great Lift is a wonder of machinery. It goes down into a like almost a just a large room where off to the left is this massive area that's been carved out, that's been mined out, and all along the wall and up even higher and higher and higher are mining caves. They are all lined with tracks for the carts and all kinds of things. None of this was of any import to the scouts. They were just able to see it, see how large it was, see that there is a great machine that does something in there. They kind of describe it as like a mix of machinery and magic and anvils and forges. They don't really know. They didn't get up close to check it because that wasn't their job. And then off right across from the lift entrance, there's more rooms, most likely triage and maybe an office or two. Could even be a place to take naps if needed, somewhere to eat. And then here on the other end is the room of interest. They were not able to gain entry, the scouts. This is where the majority of them died. The one that came back severely injured was the only to get any kind of report about what was in there. Apparently, it was one of the original mine shafts, and it had branched off like the one that is still there, though completely unused right now. And it all collapsed. All of the mine shafts ended up collapsing at once. Nobody really knows how or why because everybody that lived here is gone. But the massive cave of types itself where the mines went off from, part of it is still there. And from what they understand, the forwards are using it to experiment. So, the idea begins to form. Your sappers are going to create the diversion. The spellcasters are going to help make the gap to get you into the mine. And after that, it is all you.
And
We
what's
have a
our
copy of the map?
yeah, definitely.
You're going to take it.
What's
Okay,
our
alright.
time limit to get in and get back out?
There isn't.
So just get out somehow.
You, get in, get the stuff, and get out. This is what we've been looking for since we heard of the forwards. We just need that. We need it. It is our only way to save Phenovis and whatever is left of us from these creatures is to get them off of here. And they're the only ones who hold the knowledge. And they stole it.
Are they using that big machine there?
She kind of looks over to the scout. No, all of the mining equipment is just completely left to continue to rot.
What about the enemy strength in the cave?
Well, and he kind of looks over to his companion that's leaned up against the wall or curled up in the chair. It's significant. There's quite a bit of muscle and not muscle who's protecting whatever is going on behind that door. From what we know, there are obviously a lot of guards above. That's the only reason that they're there. There's a few spellcasters above. There's some spellcasters within and below, but they seem to cycle them for some reason from the mine itself in that room. And whenever they came back out, they were always exhausted to the point of barely being able to stand. So, but they're cycling their casters, and if you time it right, you might be able to at least catch a group of them just being cycled out to help with the resistance. And he kind of points to the guard posts that are surrounding the area. Generally, there is one spellcaster to each guard post. They are there to signal if anything happens, and a handful of a handful of people to watch, and a few more down below for them to signal to. And word can spread very fast.
Right, but if we get the distractions going above, hopefully the ones inside will get pulled outside.
That's the hope. But I don't know if you want to completely let the people in the mines below know that you're there. Because then they can just scatter, and we really need to get this information. We've paid for it with a lot of blood.
So do we get the idea that there is definitely a degree of stealth to this, like as far as quietness? Because if we don't want to alert some of them, right? Like it's still okay.
Is this one of those deals where like we stealth as far as we can, and then once we're blown, they do the distraction shit? Is that an option, or
there is going to be a lot of planning on the road. Trying to figure out the best way. You get the idea that the timing is going to be very important, and that everybody's going to have to be kind of in place when the booms go off. And they're hoping, Hal is, that they'll be able to simultaneously blow everything at once.
So it just has to be well timed.
It has to be well timed. Then they can blow everything at once. You guys can, under the cover of the trees, get as close as you can. Once everything blows, you make your way over the hill, go down where, the once guard tower was, and straight into the mine. And that's when Natvari and her people will assist by using their abilities to create the gap to get you into the mine itself, past anybody else that's left.
said we leave at noon? Will we be actually working in the dark by the time we get to it?
Well, that would be the best. No?
I just don't know how like far away it is, I guess, or like how long it's going to take us to travel there from noon.
It is a day and a half travel. So if you leave at noon, you should be able to, with timing, you guys would probably be there around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
What about these explosions? If we could get a specific type of explosion, does a lot of damage but doesn't leave a lot of fire burning, that might help us sneak by if it's darker.
The fire?
Yeah. Can you do that? Like big booms, but not fire.
But the fire is part of the distraction. We're gonna blow it all up, right? Yeah. And then what we're gonna do? Yeah. So we're gonna
no fire.
Maybe the tower that maybe just on the tower that we're going through, you could cut the fire down a little bit for us, so we have some darkness.
Oh no. There's not gonna be anything left of the towers at all. You're just gonna have to slide down the hill that's made. You're just gonna have to follow the landslide. You know?
All right.
Yeah. So there's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna set the charges, and then we're gonna hide because we're pretty good at that sometimes, most of the time. And as we hide within the town itself, we are going to blow everything up, and then we're gonna set fire to everything, and then you'll have cover of smoke, and ash, and dust, and all of the explosions.
Maybe I should switch teams.
Yeah. We've got you covered.
Can I
Adric
borrow
is not
one?
impressed.
They're gonna fuck something up.
Can I borrow one of your boom booms?
You want a stick?
Yes, I want a stick.
All right, I'll give you a stick. I'll give you a stick of dynamite.
I'm gonna bend down, pick up a chair, break the leg off, and go, I got one.
We are short on furniture. Jesus, would y'all stop tearing up what little we have? Please.
But they were collecting sticks.
Oh my god. You guys, you do you. I would suggest it is nearly 4 a.m. Getting as much rest as you can. Get what you need. And leave the rest of the furniture intact. Please.
No promises on the furniture bit.
I can fix it. I'm just gonna take it and just kind of try jamming it back through. It's definitely not wobbly at all. Right. All better.
So one of the moratorium group, the spellcasters, walks over and just jerks it out of your hands and just gives you a look of disdain, Terry, as she begins casting mending. I don't want to do this all night. Okay.
Good, because we've got a big day, because we're going to go set a distraction so people can go on a
You
slide.
fucking idiot. We're not the distraction.
Well, he kept saying we're gonna set a distraction.
We're not the distraction.
Our friends
the
over there with the
distraction.
backpacks, they're going to be setting the distraction.
Those idiots are the distraction.
Oh,
We're the guys that do the, what do you call it? People juicing.
oh, okay. I'm glad I'm
Only,
with you.
only we have to. Only we have to.
No, we're gonna do some people juicing.
Because the rest is a secret.
That's right. You don't have to be there
Yes.
when I take out some people, but it's gonna happen.
Ask
Oh,
the
yeah.
lady, what about some, I know you got some type of respiratory ailment potions and things like that in there. You got anything that could help us move kind of fast?
You know what? Roll a d20 for me.
Do you have any other type of armor I could wear? So I'd be less of a distraction than I should be.
6.
A 6. No, that's used. That's gone, I'm sorry.
Like I said, friend, if we stick together, I can help us be a little quieter and a bit sneakier. But only for some time. We got to be quick about it.
Brangus, I think you're very sneaky. I saw you looking through those windows before and they didn't know you were there.
That wasn't me, Brangus. Or Terry. I forgot names.
Well, I was watching, someone was watching through a window.
I think that was Adric. That one.
Oh no, not here. It was at a different town. There was some ladies in a building and Bragus and
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I should have muted.
they didn't even know you were there.
Terry,
You know
we
what?
don't speak about that.
What do you do in your spare time? Where did you find a group of women to spy on? You know what? Don't tell me. That's okay. It's
Was
fine.
looking at the drinks.
Yeah. Okay. So
I didn't, sorry, just for Silas. I didn't realize it, but pass without trace is an hour. I thought it was only 10 minutes, but I can pass without traces a bunch of times if I need to.
I still have disadvantage on stealth, so
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
it just
straight
adds 10.
roll, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it adds 10. You're right. Yeah.
yeah.
honestly
So-
that's probably better than just normal.
So Lena kind of like leaves the maps out, leaves you guys to get what you need from provisions, which is mainly health potions. I can look up potions real quick. There was a reason I didn't bring this up, and because there just wouldn't be much. There's been a lot of shit going down. But she will leave you guys to finish discussing what needs to be discussed. You will have a day and a half to continue planning within your travels itself. So don't feel like everything has to be settled right now. Yeah, I don't see...
So I'm gonna take like one regular and one greater healing potion. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it. Everybody can grab a couple of healing potions. You can get a couple of, what is it, blue healing? Green healing?
Oh, I took the green one. I thought that was
Yeah,
the
that's
second
mine.
one up.
Yeah, I think you're right. There will be a couple of potions of resistance. If anybody wants to grab one of those. Yeah.
Terry, you better have one of these.
Okay.
You seem to be getting in a lot of the middle of trouble, so maybe you should take one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, me and Gordo like to be in the middle. By the way, Gordo is what I call my sword.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yep.
I thought you had like a pet or something.
No.
What
that's
about we
just the
both
sword.
named our weapons? My bow's name is Griselda.
I just look at my hammer like, what should I name you? Maybe you'll earn a name this day.
So, as you gather all of your provisions and find a place to rest, you fall asleep to the excited chattering of Howl and a little bit of muttering from those in Moratorium telling them to shut the fuck up so they can sleep. But you do end up finally sleeping, and you wake before noon, enough time to have a very, road appropriate meal. A little bit of stale bread, some incredibly hard cheese, and nobody has gone hunting since you arrived, since the last group arrived at 3 a.m. So unfortunately there's no meat to sustain you, but you do have rations if needed. And you can all set out on the road. Do you guys want to take a break?
I don't mind.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
so let's take a quick break.
one.
And we'll be back.
Cool.
Yeah. That would work.
Blush cran.
Flesh cran.
Well,
Oh, why do we have to
since-
come back on that?
Because it's
Since-
so good.
Since Tim's weapon is a G name as well, you're gonna have to name yours something with a G just to keep
Yep.
with everybody else.
Freaking Griselda and Gordo. So good.
Clearly, they're from a tribe of what are they called? Not genies. The drifters in Europe.
Gypsies.
Gypsies,
Gypsies.
yeah. Clearly, our weapons came from the same gypsy tribe.
So I will say, most likely what has happened, as far as your specialty items go, is you didn't purchase them.
I killed a motherfucker for mine.
You may have killed somebody for yours, but a lot of items were collected on the field. Early in your travels, and you just kind of slowly traded things in and out. This world was not heavily magical until after the veil tore and the portals opened from the elven world.
You know what is magical though? Friendship.
Friendship is magical, and hopefully it'll keep you guys alive.
Probably not.
But
Well, I'll be fine. Gordo, however,
Gordo will probably be the only one to walk away from this.
we'd be like,
Or
"Lots
not
of
Gordo,
people,
but
geez."
Terry. Terry's going to be the only one to walk away from this, which would be hilarious.
Covered in people juice.
Covered in people juice.
I'd be down with it. That'd be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Gordo's no longer hungry.
So as these Dreg flooded into Fenovis, so did the arcane of the Elven world mix with the arcane of Fenovis itself, which changed how everything worked here. And unbalanced power, a lot of people who may not have had any kind of arcane ability before suddenly were flooded with it and not sure what to do. So and not only were the very beginning of whatever was going on were you hunting Dreg, but you were probably also hunting people on Fenovis who just went crazy. So that is most likely where you had gained a lot of your stuff. Okay, sorry. So after your breakfast, you all group up with Powell and the Moratorium and begin your travels. It is going to be a day and a half, unfortunately, with these people whom you may or may not enjoy their company. Probably not. Hal, of course, is constantly excitable, constantly going over plans, bouncing back and forth between y'all's group and Moratorium, and going over something new that they've decided that they're going to try. And you keep hearing random bouts of stop. We don't need any more ideas. We've got it. If you keep changing things, then it's not going to work. The dried and stomped on farmland and ranch land and slowly begins to turn into the grasslands that you had expected.
So as we're going through this stuff, especially in the area we're in now, I'm gonna start collecting stuff to create a ghillie suit.
Okay.
So you'll just see me kind of like pick up random stuff to try to,
Shrubbery.
random stuff from the environment.
I
Okay.
had an idea of we all just dress up as bushes and just go in like that.
That's an option. If that's something that you guys want to do.
Dress up as a bush.
Yeah.
You know bushes don't move, right? And they don't grow inside.
So, and anybody who happens to be within earshot will hear on the journey Terry singing, and he's just going, Oh, we're off on a secret mission. We got a secret plan. We're going to go and steal the things as quietly as we can. We'll sneak it up and steal them, and we're off and away. But first, we're going to have another drink. Da 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 da.
That's your new drinking song. I love it.
I feel like we've all heard this on prior adventures, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is like the 100th time he's sung it.
I'm like quietly humming along with it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
One
no,
of these
Terry, not
days-
again.
One of these days,
got it
Terry
out of my
Portal's gonna
head.
be an orphan.
A secret, hush, 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 a secret.
So as your travels continue. Okay, so roll perception for me.
Everybody?
Tim wanted to keep an eye out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, he didn't hit his button.
Yep,
It's going,
27.
Tim.
27.
So as you continue your travel through the day, at first there isn't really much to notice, other than the grasses getting considerably taller, the shrubs,
Harry's silly ass song.
and Terry's silly ass songs. He's whispering, in a way. He's actually not as loud as Howl is, as they continually chatter away, taking tiny sips out of their water skins the entire time.
Me just clanging away in my armor.
Yeah. Clang, clang, clang. Adric, you see off in the very far distance, in a break in the grasses, you see a group of Drig. And it is a pack of the creatures that you all have seen before, the cat-like creatures, but you know that they generally stay within forests. And they are heading back towards the same direction where you came from. They
How
are
far
still
away are they?
they're still pretty far away. You are the only one who would be able to notice them.
Especially with these glasses.
Yeah, as they lope through the grasses.
What's the distance you would think?
God, 300 feet, if not more. I mean, y'all are standing in 7 feet, 6 to 8 feet tall grasses and shrubs that just kind of covers this countryside.
So I'd relay that to everybody. Like, hey, Brig, 300 feet. What direction?
Heading north.
Oh, 12 o'clock.
Have we got time to go around them?
They kind of came in from a different angle.
They're moving away from us, right?
Yeah, they're moving away from you. They don't seem to have sensed you.
They're moving away. We should be fine.
Let's just hold up for a minute and wait for them to go then.
Everybody else.
I'll turn around and let everybody know to kind of stop.
So they pause and take a
I
moment.
just put a hand over Terry's mouth.
Okay, I gotta turn you up. I lost your voice.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
pretty
your
good.
mic's down again. Yeah.
I clicked the little knob thing.
Don't touch.
Stop clicking knobs, man.
Hand off your knob.
That's right.
So as everybody kind of crouches down and waits for your clear, the Howl, you see them, they have what may have once been a whiskey bottle. And they're all kind of giggling and passing it around to each other as they're talking about how exciting it would be to blow up a pack of Drig. Especially those stealthy little fuckers who blip in and out. And how that they would, plan an ambush against them. But after,
I'll give them the all clear after a while.
yeah,
And then we
it doesn't
can
take
keep
long.
I'm just keeping my eye out the whole time. I've got a passive investigation of perception of 22.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
I'm a looky motherfucker.
Yep.
Not a passive investigation. That doesn't exist.
So you would all know that there's not a lot of life left around this area, which is probably why the forwards chose it, because the Drig hunt for life. and avoid most everything else.
Any bones or anything on the ground?
Investigation.
Fuck, I do not have a good one of that. 11.
No, you don't see any bones. I mean, the grasses and shrubs here are really, really dense. If
Oh,
there's
my
bones,
passive investigation is a 10.
you have to actively investigate if you're looking for something specific. I am so sorry. Oh my god, a wild Sympaticos. Holy shit. Sorry.
Sympaticos.
It has
What's
been
up, buddy?
so long since I've seen your name. So the day...
So I just asked because I'd be collecting anything I can create like bolt heads out of. So bones, stuff like that. So I make my own bolts. So I'll be looking around as we keep going for bones and stuff that I can carve, you know.
Unfortunately, you don't see anything.
Especially human bones. They probably make the best arrows, I'm thinking.
Would
Human,
they?
elves, dwarves.
You know, the Drake have really strong bones.
Yeah, but like, okay,
You
fine.
say
Yeah,
you're looking for dwarven bones?
anything to make a bolt head out of. Don't take it personally.
Well, if you find some, that'd be pretty interesting, actually.
Fair enough. I'll let you know.
The sunlight begins to fade into twilight and then on into the night. Who does not have dark vision?
I do not. Strangely enough, I did not think about that.
I do.
Okay. Rangus does, Terry does. So you kind of form a Congo line.
Yeah, mine just says in clear conditions, in conditions of clear visibility, which I'm guessing is light. Or areas that have light in the background. So like, if there's an area where there's like a torch in a window or something like that, I'd be able to see that, right? But probably wouldn't enhance my dark vision.
So you kind of form a Congo line as night falls upon you. It is cold. Not quite to the point of shivering, but very close for those who are not used to it. You see people in the other groups pulling out blankets from their bedrolls and just wrapping it around them, those that may not have, colder weather gear. Clouds begin to form and cover the stars and the moon, making this an incredibly dark night. But with those with dark vision in the rear and in the front to keep everybody in a semblance of a group.
Are we resting here for the night? Is that what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I will use key points to cast dark vision on myself and take a watch shift.
Okay. You are able to find a place. Strangely enough, Vand is the one who locates it. It just seems to be a small area, a small clearing within the grasses. And you can tell that at one point, something very, very large tread through here. And small patches of nothing. Just, those with dark vision, you kind of see them, the blank spaces within the grasses. As you all settle in, not light a campfire because that's not going to be permitted by Netvari. The Hal kind of congregate in one area, and they're just talking about nothing. They look to be winding down. But Vand and Netvari walk over to you guys. All right, so we will be leaving 4 hours. No, we will be leaving 2 hours before you all do. We've figured out the timing a bit. Yeah. We'll be leaving 4 hours. And we're going to go set the charges. And then we're going to regroup. And then we're going to set the booms. And we're going to make it all melt. And then everything should happen within like moments of each other. So all of the booms should be boom, 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 and everything just melts. And the hillsides should just slide on down, and you should be right there at this one. And he like pulls out the map real quick and points to the one just east of, or just south of the mine entrance. You have to be as close as you can to this one. There's plenty of trees for cover from what the scout said. So be there, wait for the booms, and then just follow the landslide in. Right. So, we'll just do our thing before. We'll silence the entrance. So hopefully the sound doesn't carry deep enough to alert anyone far in. Once the scramble begins and the path into the mine is thin, we start clearing the path. We're going to... We'll set the time. You leave 2 hours after we do, and once we all regroup at the entrance to the mine, I'll take you as deep as possible to ease your passage within. Does anyone happen to be able to see in arcane darkness?
I can do this, and I just hold up a rock, and a bright light comes out of it.
She immediately slaps it out of your hand and like stomps on it to bury it into the... Are you serious? Can we not?
Didn't know you were so against light, but okay.
I cast a minor illusion in Terry's knapsack of a light, and some light's leaking out of his knapsack. Like a candle flame flickering under the flap or something.
We
I'm
are in...
oblivious to it.
Okay. We are in the middle of a very large field of nothing but grass. There are creatures, I am sure that you have fought them, that are taller than the grass and can just see a light from, I don't know, 1,000 miles away. And here you are, just throwing it around. Can we not? I would like to survive at least tonight, if not tomorrow.
It's amazing that these fantasy worlds all use the Imperial system.
I dropped the illusion. All right.
She lifts her foot, takes a peek first.
The light's gone.
All right, well, obviously since nobody has the ability to see in the darkness that we will create, then I will guide you through as far as I can. After that, you're on your own, and we'll try to prevent more coming after you once you get to the lift.
We're gonna be in a group together.
Yes.
We won't be alone. We got that covered.
Right. Van's like hopping up and down. Guys, I'm gonna meet you downstairs in the mine. I'll be there.
How's that part of the plan?
Well, I figured that something that would be really, really neat and a little bit different and something that would be helpful is if after we do the booms and we set the fires, I could steal some guard equipment and go past and say, I'm going downstairs, or I'm going to the cavern, to the cave, to the mine to tell everybody what's happening. And I can go down in the lift, and then I can go down there and say nothing, and then they won't be warned. Yeah.
What race is this guy?
Human. He's a freaking tweaker. They're all tweakers.
Maybe you just stay up and use all that energy of yours on blowing more stuff up.
But if a guard gets by and warns everybody down in the mine, in the cavern, then it will make your job harder. And it'll give him a chance to escape.
Don't
Right.
you think that will cure the boom booms?
Netvari just kind of rolls her eyes. I am going to attempt to create a bubble of silence at the entrance to keep the sound from escaping.
So they won't know we're coming down, is what you're saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have to make sure that doesn't happen. Because even if she silences the whole place, somebody can still run back there and warn them. But if I'm the one to go back there and warn them, then obviously they're not going to get a warning.
We are so fucked.
Sounds brilliant to me.
I'm on team. He stays upstairs, but you guys, whatever.
I mean, y'all can suggest anything to him that you want, but you are pretty sure he's gonna do random shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Is
Wait, I'm on his
Nebari hearing this?
side.
Like hearing him say this?
Yeah.
And she seems somewhat cool with it, or she's like, no.
She's just shrugging her shoulders like, I don't know what to do about this. We don't have control over the sappers. We don't have control over Howl. They howl, and that's what they do.
I'm gonna tug on Jace's robe quietly. You know, I was thinking I could try to sabotage their explosives and just blow them up.
Yeah, well, fortunately, they're probably more damaged alive than dead.
But if I can time it right.
Yeah, maybe have like a remote dead. I'd be cool with it.
See what I can do.
And I grabbed the little human dude on his. I guess I'm a little too, but I grabbed the other human tweaker guy on the shoulder, and I'm like, you know, it's really better for our team if we're the first ones down the hole. You go down there, maybe you do good and you fool some guys and they leave or whatever. But if you do bad, and when we get down there, we're really screwed. I think it's best if we go down first.
Yeah, and I'll just show him the underside of my bow.
He just kind of like straightens up, and all of a sudden, he just morphs into a completely different person. I can pretend to be a guard if needed.
Well, if you're confident, I'll let you do it, but I want you to be really confident in this. If you fuck this up for us, you're gonna be the first one to die down that hole, and not by them, by us.
A little bit, he's just bouncing, and the other form kind of fades away. He's like, yeah, it'll be great.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
little fella.
Remember, I pull up like a large stone that's nearby. If you need to knock someone out, smash them in the back of the head.
He suddenly appears, like a dagger appears in his hand from nowhere. No, I just stab him in the head. Through the temple.
All right, now we can be friends.
That way's more effective.
Yeah.
The pointy
I didn't
part
know you
goes in
had
the
such a
brain.
murder- Yes, the pointy part goes in the brain. I didn't know you had such a murderous streak. I think maybe we could be friends.
Well, I don't want to murder anybody because then that would just give me away. But if it has to happen, it has to happen. And if you poke him just right, it's not even messy.
He makes a valid point.
One last thing. We'd be taking any explosives down the hole with you.
This poor dude. No. I think everything should be used by then. I mean, we kind of have everything planned out. We don't really have a lot less. The rest of Hal is going to have a few left in case we need more distractions. But we also have these. And he pulls behind him from this pouch that's just like a fanny pack hanging behind him. And he pulls out a handful of scrolls. He's like, we got these. But if these don't work, then because Bran can use these. But if these don't work, then they have extra sticks. Go boom.
You don't find just stabbing people in the head to be more satisfying?
Oh, no. You've never made the booms, have you?
But it's so much less personal.
You gotta use the booms.
I just sit next to him and like, he's a boom virgin.
That is so sad. You should do the booms.
I'm not, it's just there's something less visceral about it.
Wait. I have something for you. And he runs over to the group, and one of the big the big duffel bag things, he opens it up and is incredibly uncareful, as you know what's in these things. He's just shoving stuff around and kind of tossing something out. He reaches in and grabs something, and he runs back. Yeah, this one. And he hands you a grenade.
What do you call this one?
Boom in the hand.
Fair enough.
Is there a way I can...
A boom in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Boom in the hand. Yeah.
If he is... While he's showing there, is there a way I can figure out how to attach the grenades to my arrows? My bolts? Because bolts are pretty big.
I mean, it's really heavy.
Yeah, it just be depend on how big they are, I guess.
Yeah, they're pretty
Is there-
hefty. They're
do
like,
they have something smaller that I could? Like, can I attach that stick of dynamite to wrap it around the shaft? Of
I
the,
believe that's bigger.
Yeah, but I could like wrap it around the shaft of the bolt, right? It wouldn't be accurate, but I could shoot it in a direction and have it blow up.
yeah.
You have C4 that you can attach
Yeah,
to them.
right.
I don't know.
If
It was
you're
just a
handing-
thought.
If you're handing out apples, I'll take one.
No. You don't eat these. You
Yes,
don't
go
eat
ahead.
these.
Go ahead and eat it, Terry.
But
Just do it when you're off, like taking a shit or something.
I found some apples before we got there. You want an apple?
Wasn't that what you were showing them?
No. But I do have apples.
You give these apples to other people. That's what you do.
Yeah. Those are boom. Those are boom
Oh.
apples.
Oh, can I have a boom apple?
Terry, what you do with the boom apple is you take the pin out, and then you walk away from the group about 100 yards, and then you stick it in your mouth,
Oh,
and you get to enjoy the satisfaction.
So Van looks at you like at Adric, like super sternly. How dare you? That's awful. And he grabs you by the arm and will lead you over to where the rest of Hal is set up. And he has like a raggedy backpack, and he opens up and he hands you an apple. It is bruised. It's a little bit withered, as it's really hard to come by fruit right now. But it is edible. It's not like fermented or anything. Do you like fire?
yeah.
I've got something for you. I used to make them for my kids. Do you want one? You can't use it here. You can use it after we get out of the veil.
Okay.
And he hands you a few sticks, and coating them. It's a sparkler. It's a very thick sparkler.
Gotta hope you weren't handing the village idiot a fucking sticker of dynamite. Jesus Christ!
He's probably mistaken for candles.
You can use them in celebration when you're completely out of the veil after the job is done. My kids used to love them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Just have one of your friends light them, and you be careful with them, okay?
Okay.
And he like shoots back a look at Adric.
Just gonna kind of shrug and put my hands up.
Can I still have a boom apple? They sound fun to throw, and I like to throw things.
So the instructions on them are very intricate, and they have a lot of directions.
Don't you fucking dare!
I can do it.
You well, how about these? And he'll reach down, and it's like these. It looks like he has, for the rare occasion, anybody who had kids.
I'm gonna hand him my crossbow, and I'm gonna hand him a bolt. I'm gonna say, load this bolt into my crossbow.
Well, so anybody who had kids or has kids somewhere staying safe, he's looking at Terry as a child, and is trying to just make him comfortable. And he seems to have quite a few things kind of stashed away that he could maybe give kids if he ever ran into any. So Terry, he hands you a couple of small, teeny tiny little red cylinders, and there's a long string that comes off of them. So these are baby booms. And
I'm gonna take.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm gonna take my hand, put it on the baby boom, look him straight in the eye.
I want boom apple.
Intimidation.
Fuck! Okay, roll intimidation. I don't have my dice. Where are my dice?
13.
I know. 13. He gets really quiet, and he just kind of looks at you. Terry, they can kill you.
They can also kill other people, and that is fun.
If they don't kill you. I don't
told
want you
me
to
how-
see you.
You tell me how, and I will use it to kill other people. That's what me and Gordo do best.
It will make a lot of people goo.
You have to promise not. Don't play with it. It's not a toy. I gave you the toy ones, okay? That can be used in celebration. Just don't play with this.
Got it. When it comes to killing, I know the difference between toy and kill.
Okay. And he just kind of like eyes on you the entire time, kneels down, reaches as far over as he can slowly, and grabs one of the grenades. And okay, so this is how you use them. And he will take however long it takes to repeat the instructions and have you repeat them back exactly. As everybody else is settling down, and you just see Natvari eyeing you guys.
I have stepped away further from the group.
I'm just sitting there staring like, oh, this is gonna end so badly. I'm gonna love it.
So we got it, right?
Got it.
Okay.
Squeeze the handle, pull the pin, let go, and throw as far as possible, not near friends.
Don't let go. Just throw. Cap comes off when you throw.
Got it.
Okay, repeat it to me.
Don't let go. Release the cap, then throw.
No. No. Okay, I'll show you again. So you take it, you squeeze hard, you remove the pin, and then you throw.
Squeeze hard, remove pin, then throw.
Yes. Towards the bad guys. Towards the ones you want as goo.
Yes.
Okay.
Got
Okay.
it.
He just
Thank you.
slowly hands you the grenade.
Takes the grenade, looks at it.
Hey guys, I got a boom apple!
And comes skipping back to you guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I am going to be sleeping away from the group tonight if we have to sleep.
Okay. Yeah. So you're more than welcome to take watches.
Yeah, I'll take watch.
Yeah, I'm taking a first watch because I want to recharge my key points after it.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's taking the first watch just to watch Terry.
Yeah.
I need to, otherwise I have to lose points in the morning.
So
Gotcha.
it's funny because like he does understand, so he's like almost treating it like a kid treats like a doll. Like he tucks it in next to him. He's making sure it's not like affected by anything, just treating it so delicately. So it's actually doing a good job, but maybe a little excessive.
Yeah, a little excessive, but that's okay. Vand nods in appreciation and kind of gives you like a reassuring thumbs up. Jace, you said you didn't have night vision, so roll for your.
No, I used 2 key points to cast it on myself.
Oh, right,
Cast
right,
Dark
okay.
Vision.
So roll perception.
5.
5. As you settle in, everybody begins falling asleep. Hal a little bit more fitfully than the rest of everybody, but most of the varied groups are used to falling asleep quickly whenever they can. During your watch, you don't see anything. The grasses here are very tall, so it's hard to see over them. But there's nothing that you hear or smell or sense that is dangerous or out of the ordinary. And your watch ends, and you are more than welcome to wake up Adric.
I very carefully approach Adrix's bunk and tap him on the foot from far away as I can.
My eyes will just open up very quickly, and I'll just kind of stare over at you.
You're up, bud.
All right. slowly get up and kind of sit as far away from Terry as I possibly can while still doing my job.
Okay, so at disadvantage, or at just flat roll. 15. As you settle in for your watch, and Jace goes to sleep, the clouds get thicker and thicker, and a very, very light snow begins to fall. And it leaves a almost ethereal feel to the fields. They're cast in a strange light now from the whatever light is reflecting off of the clouds and the snow. And you see something massive circling above, darkening the sky. And it swoops off to the east. And you wait. You wait. 40 minutes later, you see it again. Now skimming not more than 20 feet above the grasses. In slow, lazy circles around you. Looking, searching.
I'm being as perfectly still as I can. And kind of moving, as he circled away, I kind of moved the suit over me. The ghillie suit I've been working on.
All of a sudden, a strange echoing call, high-pitched, echoes through the field as it shoots off further south from you in the east. You hear and even feel it land as it seems to be incredibly close. And then you hear another scream of something else. A scream of pain and anguish. A strange screech as whatever this creature has caught dies.
I'm just gonna take like a piece of grass, a straw, and put it in my mouth and kind of chew on it while I'm listening to this. Well, because he wants to smoke, but he doesn't want to because he's close. Like people would smell it, right?
Yeah. It is either close enough for you to hear the sound of flesh tearing, or the creature that this thing caught is big enough to where you would hear it.
So
Oh.
Do we all hear this too?
Nope, everybody's sleeping.
So would I have any kind of idea of, like, we've been fighting these things for a while now, right? So would I have any idea of what this flying creature could possibly be?
There aren't many of...
Like talks of it, or
Yeah,
like something that would ring a bell?
you would have heard rumors of the Drig, the Great Flying Drig. There aren't many, but they are ferocious hunters, and their hunger never seems to be satisfied. They just, if they're not sleeping, they continuously hunt and feed.
Okay. Yeah, so since everybody's already sleeping, I'm just gonna be as quiet as I can. I'm pretty fucking stealthy, so
So 45 minutes, an hour, and the tearing of the flesh and the popping of the bones finally ceases. But you never see the creature take wing again.
how far away can I guess that it was?
It's not far. It's maybe 180 feet, just southeast of you.
All right, I'm going to just kind of keep in. I know the direction it's in. I know that it's still there. Okay, I'm going to Is anybody else up? Or is it just me in this camp?
It's just you right now, but your watch is coming to an end.
All right, who do I wake up next?
Who was taking third watch? Could be anybody from any other party.
I can.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna walk around to the people in the group too, and just put my no, I probably won't sleep too well though for a while, so I'm gonna go wake them up.
Okay.
180 feet that direction. One of the big flying brig just landed and had a delicious meal. It sounded like. It's still over there though, but I don't want to wake anybody up and have them cause commotion. So just so that you're aware of it.
I just look around to see if the grenade that Terry has is okay.
It's still bundled up. Sleeping comfortably with a blankie and probably a little bit stuffy.
Are we gonna kill it or?
That kind of compromises the mission if we start shooting and blowing this thing up while we're this close to our target. I'd say we let it go. Keep an eye on it. I'll stay up another hour or so with you, and we can decide what to do at that point to see if it leaves.
Okay.
All right, bring us perception. Dunk, dunk.
Probably gonna be absolutely terrible.
Well,
10.
a 10. You don't notice anything. Obviously, the creature is there, as Adric has never had any reason to lie about anything like that. But it doesn't seem to stir. You never see it take flight again. And about an hour after Adric finally settles in to rest, assuming that the thing may be sleeping, and finally has stopped to digest all its meals, Vand sits bolt upright. And he just looks around and sees you and blinks. Well, it's time for us to leave. So... he like jerks up and looks. And he shuffles over to you.
There's a trig over there.
Oh. Do we boom it?
Is Adric still up?
No.
No, I would have gone to sleep, but I did tell you it was one of the big flying one.
It was the one with the wings.
Oh. Yeah, we don't have enough boom.
Should we wake everyone up and get out of here?
He just kind of looks up, looking for the sun, but the cloud cover is extremely heavy. And yeah, he does. He does. It's just like, psh. It's afternoon, right? Yeah. Let's wake everybody up. And he goes over, and it's the strangest thing. He just kind of reaches two fingers and taps all of the howl on the eyeballs. Just dink, dink, dink. And they all just, in their own way, like, suddenly turn over and, like, get up, but completely silently. And he'll walk over to Natvari and lean down really close to her face. Natvari, quietly, get up. And she opens her eyes and hears his band right in her face. And she opens her mouth to scream, and he just covers her mouth. And you see her nose scrunch up. And she moves over. You smell like boom powder. So he will.
What does Navari look like? Like, what's her?
Netvari?
Yeah.
She's a tiefling.
Okay. Oh, that's the tiefling, right? Okay.
Yeah. In the very heavily patched robes and the massive chunk of muscle missing from her arm. So she'll quietly wake up the rest of her group and just kind of watch Howl get ready. Do you wake up everybody else, Bringus?
Yes. I'll make sure to silence anyone who tries to scream.
Okay.
I'll wake up remembering what I heard and for sure be quiet right away.
Okay.
Especially since it's still mostly dark out.
All right, so Bringus sneaks through the rest of the group to wake everybody and shares the information as Adrix would share the information about, Fiendling, sorry, my bad, about what he had seen. Howl incredibly quietly, without a single word between them, quickly and efficiently pack up all of their gear. You see them checking lists that they have on these like notepads almost strapped to their arms as they're putting things in a very strategic manner. They don't sip from their canteens or their water skins just yet, and they will slowly begin making their way further south, though listing quite a bit to the west as they leave. And all of a sudden Vand appears back in the little area. He looks at Netvari and she just kind of nods, looks over to everybody and walks over and quietly whispers, "We can't stay here. We're going to have to move. We don't have to move close to the veil, but we have to move. The thing will not sleep all day."
Sooner the better.
All right. A 31 for stealth. Stupid.
Yep. Rolled a 31 for stealth because I'm being quiet as fuck.
Okay.
Do
You
you want me
guys
to
roll
roll
stealth?
stealth?
Yep.
18.
18.
I
Very
will
nice.
screw this mission right now.
21 for me.
Hey, I got a 10.
That's not bad. That's not bad. So, Natvari and her group, you see one of them cast a spell, and their footsteps and their movement through the grasses completely go silent. She looks right before the spell is cast. She looks at Bringus, brings you into the circle.
I waddle over.
Yeah. And you're brought into the circle. So you have a plus 10. I think that'll max out that spell to your stealth. And you all quietly make yourself start moving west. As the clouds begin to break up and the afternoon sun peers through, you hear a great intake of breath. Now almost directly east of you. It's almost as if it inhaled all of the air from the area, and a strange snort, the ruffling of grasses, and even under your feet you feel the vibration as this thing stomps itself awake. Slowly, quietly you move, and you hear the power of its wings as it takes flight and begins once again making its languid circles around that entire area. However, it doesn't see you. You slowly and quietly make your way through these grasses. XP for evasion. Trying to remain as out of sight, waiting for the winds to move and moving with the grasses as they blow just here to and forth until the grasses begin to shrink. Natvari looks at everybody as she spots the first tree. All right, I think we're far enough away from the fields. We should be okay to wait. I have another... Not much time, actually. We moved very slowly. Before we head out, and then 2 hours after is you.
Should we do anything to prepare?
I don't know. Liquid strength. Liquid courage.
That I can do. As I pull out my backpack, and it's just filled to the brim with different
You hear the
ice.
tinkling of like all the glasses. Yeah. So they just...
I'm chewing on more grass.
Yeah, she just kind of quietly talks with her group itself, making sure that they have all the spells that they need ready and double checks to make sure everybody knows what their jobs are, and shortly leave. About 2 hours later, it is y'all's turn, and you make your way to the hills that surround the Vale. The grasses and the shrubbery vary even more and more and changes as you head towards the Vale. The trees begin to dot the landscape, the grasses and shrubs becoming smaller. Just now bunches of ground covers and vines between the trees. You slow your step as you spot the hill getting closer and closer. The sparse forest you now find yourself in crawls up the hillside. There's an unexpected break in the tree cover that was supposed to extend all the way to the top of this hill and beyond. The trees have been cleared and the area burned of any cover. Recently, about halfway up the hill all the way to the top, where you can now see the watch post and a few people standing upon it. So you have a couple of decisions here. You can stay here with the remainder of the trees, or you can try to stealth up and take your chance of being spotted. So you can either
Is it
be
nighttime
late.
already?
Yes.
And how far is it to the top of the tower?
It's a scramble uphill. It's quite a ways. You are expected to be able
Like
to
5 turns worth, 1 turn worth?
a few turns, probably around 4 or 5.
So like a couple 100 feet or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Weren't we waiting for the explosions to go off?
Yeah, you were supposed to get as close as you could, make your way up the hill, so that after the watch post had exploded, you would be able to follow the destruction down
How
and
how
not
many
give them
people in
time
the
to
watch
recover.
post?
4.
There's 4 in the watch post.
There are 4 in the watch post. 3.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Out of all the times that I never wanted to have fog, I wish I had fog right now.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I
Well, we
almost
just
got a
took a
magical
rest, so
item with
you
fog.
could.
Well, I vote we stay here and just hustle once the shit goes against the fans.
Is there any place to hide once we're up there?
The only place that seems to have any cover is the watch post, which is going to, boom.
Do they have fires or like torches up there?
No. But you were told that there is always a spellcaster at every watch post. And there's 2 in the watch post, and generally 2 very close by to spread word of anything. You can probably assume that this was in response, the clearing of this and the burning, in response to the scouts who got caught.
Maybe once we see that they're about to make it blow, we should make a run for it. Towards.
I mean, I can pass without traces if we think we can make it through, but there's not much cover ahead.
Don't mean like it'll blow up as we're running towards it.
Do we know about how much time we have left?
You don't have long. It was timed exactly to where it would give you like a very small, maybe 10-minute window to be in position as close to the top without, getting boomed yourself to make it down.
I'm
feel
gonna
like
cast. I'm gonna cast it anyway. Pass without trace for an hour, so that even if we don't use it now, while we're moving later, we'll have it.
Okay. You can get a 40 on stealth. Okay. So you're going to wait.
Yeah, I feel
say
like either way, it's best to wait till our cue.
I'm just going to be looking out, and just seeing if I can spot the boom squad.
Okay, roll perception.
I'm keeping an eye on the people in the watchtower.
That is a 23.
23. 23. You don't see any of the howl.
Or I'm just like trying to see that a sign that they're about to blow up.
You don't see any sign that they're about to blow up, but you do know that the reason that they left 4 hours early was to spread out, dig places for the charges, place the charges as stealthily as possible, and then make their way into the town to catch everything on fire. So you can assume the charges are probably on the other side, but as you watch, you do see a few of the people in the watch post suddenly get excitable. And they start looking around, specifically down towards you guys, as somebody who had run up the other side of the hill disappears. And then, from across the veil, a single explosion. You wait for the others. Everybody in the watch post turns towards the sound. They begin calling down into the veil.
And this watch post in front of us is supposed to blow up.
It is supposed to blow up.
Okay, I'm gonna tell everybody to move now.
Yep, I'm running.
Yeah, let's move now. That way, in case something doesn't happen right with this, that we're underneath it, they can't see us.
Okay. Okay, so everybody roll stealth.
I got a nat 20 for 33 plus 10, so 43.
So
17.
I got a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
So 17 plus 10. Nice. Jace?
27.
24 for me.
Nice.
Damn, dude. Nice rolls.
So
We're rolling good for stealth at least tonight.
Yeah. So you all scramble up the side of this hill, which you can smell just the ash of what was once here, staying low, scrambling as fast as you can. The people in the watchtower don't seem to notice you as they're screaming yet back and forth from whoever is below.
Can I tell? Hey, Terry,
Yeah?
can you throw the boom apple in the tower?
Is that the best use of it?
If the tower doesn't go down, it will be the best use of it.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
Are we under the tower, or where are we at now?
Y'all are scrambling up. So you have a few seconds to respond before you're going to be too close to throw it at it.
Have any other explosions gone off while we were coming up? I say, yeah, we got to get through there.
Okay. Squeeze, pull pin, and throw away from friends. Okay.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Son of a bitch.
I threw the pin.
So
Oh my god.
as you throw it,
Son of a bitch.
it hits the side of the hill and begins tumbling down towards you guys.
How far away from the tower are we?
I mean, you're probably another 2 rounds away from the tower. So it begins, it doesn't go far, and it's bouncing back towards you. I would assume Adric at least is counting in his head.
Oh, I was watching that shit. You know, I was watching that shit.
So you're counting in your head how many seconds it's going to take to get to you and how many seconds it has to go off. It is going to be at that very moment it bounces over y'all's head, it's going to explode. You are incredibly fast, I think. I don't think you're as fast.
I can jump into the tower. At this
I'm
point.
way faster.
Yeah,
but
you're
also
way
I can
faster.
teleport 60 feet if we're in dim or dark light. So
Okay.
I'm gonna teleport 60 feet forward towards the grenade and try and retoss it.
Okay. So
Oh Jesus!
So you hear Adric, oh shit, and Jace disappears from your group. Midair
Here we go.
reappears, grabs this grenade. Make an attack roll.
Jesus Christ!
Do I get anything
Just a
to it or just like a
straight 20.
D20?
Just a
I
D20.
love this game sometimes.
Yeah.
Please get another natural one.
A 13.
Okay, all right, that's better.
So, as Jace appears, he's like mid-throw, same time this thing hits his hand, tosses it, it explodes right before it gets to the tower, as it lost a lot of timing coming down. But following that, everything goes off. I need everybody to make a dex saving throw.
We're professionals.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I actually have advantage on that.
25.
Nice.
Natural 20 for 22.
Don't you have evasion?
14.
That just lowers the damage though.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Okay.
as Terry was throwing the grenade, I just instinctively put up my shield.
Yeah. So all of these explosions go off one on top of the other finally. Bits and pieces of this watch post and stone from within these hills and clods of dirt begin raining down on you. Jace, you're able to see everything as a monk. You just can do that shit. And suddenly roll over to the side, missing this massive stone that flies by you. It smacks into Adric, unfortunately. Everybody else kind of stops and covers their heads.
Well, I'm 60 feet ahead of them by the still.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not that
Yeah,
close.
so
to them.
you're just able to dodge this stuff as it's flying off. You are going to take halved. Aw. Rolled a 1 on damage. So
I'll take 0.5
you'll
off.
take 1 damage as this massive stone hits you. And you're able to just kind of tuck and roll, and it just kind of rolls across you, bruising you a little bit, a tiny bit.
Your ego.
Yeah, your ego, pretty much. Jace, you continue scrambling up to the top, and you get to watch as the entire side of the other side of the hill just melts. And even in the distance, oh, you don't have dark vision, never mind. You hear screams below, and then the fires you see begin in random buildings in what was once a Cora. Everybody makes it up as Jace. Oh, do you want to keep going forward, or are you going to wait for the group? Jace.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm at the crest of the hill watching this happen, and I'm like,
Yeah.
let's fucking go.
Okay. So he's trying to get everybody to rush forward. And as all of this stone and dirt begins sliding down, this plume of dust and debris fills the area. Everybody gets up to the crest of the hill, and you have two choices here. You can either try and anchor something so that you can take the gentler way down, like a rope, or you can just slide along what is now there.
I am going to turn into a bowling ball and just roll down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How far is the hill?
You're on top of it now.
How far down is it?
No, it's a few hundred feet.
A few hundred feet?
They're
Fuck
big
me.
hills.
I will be using my shield as like a surfboard.
Okay. Okay. So roll athletics for me.
Oh god. This is
Jace,
not
you can
gonna go
roll
well.
acrobatics.
I have unarmored movement advanced, so I think I can just go straight downwards if I need to, without
Okay.
any penalties or anything.
18.
Nice. Okay. So you sled down as you like grab onto your shield and you start sledding down. A few more areas are knocked loose and kind of, speed your way. Jace, just monk grace, keeping up with you on your way down. How are you getting down?
Carefully.
Okay. Athletics or acrobatics? Terry, athletics or acrobatics?
24 for acrobat.
Definitely athletic.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try
As
to
I'm
roll
going
down
down-
this shit.
As I'm going
16.
down, as the all the dust settles in, I'm just like trying to get that all over me so I look much darker than I am.
Okay. Perfect.
It's like a little disguise.
Adric, you begin rolling down, apparently.
Yeah, I'm trying to like kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess it'd be just trying to run down and keep my footing.
Yeah.
You know.
So you go between running and jumping from loose stone to loose stone every so often, sliding on the heels of your boots on your way down. Terry, you begin just strong arming that shit down. You slide, you jump, you roll a few times. And as you make your way down, you tumble a little bit at the end. And as you roll up, your eyes lock with somebody who must have survived all of this debris that tumbled down. She's battered from the explosion, and as she's shakily gathering herself, you see her begin to cast muttering the words of a spell as she raises her hands. Adric, you would automatically see this as not you're all fairly close. I would say you're probably within 30 feet of each other.
I'm
Terry,
gonna take a shot if I can.
Terry's about 20 feet from this person. All right, so you immediately take a shot. So roll to hit. Is anybody else doing anything?
Are we
how
within
far
60
am I?
feet of her?
Yeah.
Then I teleport as long as it's dim light,
Okay.
and I
How
appear
far?
behind the lady and give her some smacks with my fists.
Okay.
And how far am I?
You can be within running distance as you slid really quickly.
Okay, I'm just like going on my shield, just sliding towards her, and then
Okay.
all I want to do is like stand on my shield as I'm sliding, take out my hammer, and just smack her across the face.
Okay. So roll to hit. Jace, roll for punchy. Terry, what are you doing?
I'm still running. I won't be able to reach her because I only have 40 feet of movement.
I
Well,
got
you're
a
the
29
closest to
hit.
her. Okay. Yeah, Terry, you're the closest. You're probably 20 feet from her. Everybody else is just a little bit further.
Oh, then yeah, I'm gonna take out my sword and try to do it in one movement without stopping running.
Okay. So
23.
23. Very nice. So this woman trying to stand up, casting this spell, her eyes wide, covered in dirt. Terry jumps from where he is, drawing his sword in one swift motion. Bringus is sliding on his shield, surfing straight towards this woman, swinging his axe?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. Just coming straight in to baseball smack this woman. Adric calmly stands up, notches a bolt, aims, fires. Jace, you appear straight behind this woman, fist ready, and as the sword and the hammer and the fist and the arrow all meet at the same time, her body shudders and it just collapses in a heap.
Is she unconscious or is it like?
Oh no, she's dead.
Okay.
Like, I imagine it like I was surfing, I smacked her, it like twisted her head around, and then Terry just cut off her head.
Yeah. As the arrow sinks into her eye, and Jace is just like, BAM! Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would have hit her for 43 damage
Yeah.
with that one shot, so
Yeah.
no bueno. That's the one thing my character is good at, is shooting an arrow.
So as you all pause to take a breath,
I think
All
we
of-
handled that well.
I got the head.
I'll pat Terry on the back. Good throw, buddy.
Nice job with the apple as well. That was really good.
That was a big boom. I would like. It didn't quite make it.
It's all right, buddy. We
Aw.
got your back.
I
Let's
mean,
keep
you
going.
blew up the entire tower with that thing.
Should have just threw my sword. Much stronger. Anyways, let's go back to sneaking.
So, as you all gather yourselves and the dust is beginning to settle a bit, you notice that the fires that were started within the town begin to grow and leap through the buildings all across the town, the smoke now beginning to mingle with the dust that is lingering in the air. So, are we going to continue to stealth or bolt towards the entrance to the mine?
Well, we're still under pass without trace, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we should be able to keep stealthing. I think. Leave no tracks.
Okay.
We're completely quiet.
Is it like a clear jog to it?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Yeah. It's not that far. It's probably like 120 feet or so.
I feel like just jog.
Okay, so as you all crouch and try and remain quiet, you run towards the entrance. And out of the smoke to the left, a group of 3 people who were running also straight towards the entrance. 2 of them just slam straight into you, not even seeing you there. Everybody roll initiative. Shouldn't take long.
$23.
21.
You're just outside the entrance and unknowingly got intercepted.
Is there anywhere, any rubble or anything nearby for me to hide behind?
Yeah, I would assume that you're pretty
Okay.
far
Yeah,
beyond
'cause that-
everybody. Okay. I'm sorry, what did everybody get? It didn't auto-populate.
3.
21.
23.
Got a 9? 6.
I rolled a nat 1 on my initiative. Good to
Mhm.
get it out of the way now.
I did too.
Okay.
Nice.
So, the two who just bodily ran into you just startle backwards, their swords already ready. And the third one, who was lagging behind a bit, sees everybody and is going to try and run away, but it's not their turn. So who got 23?
Me.
Okay,
Jace.
It is your turn. I have it as player C, so you're player C. Sorry, Jace.
Okay. How far away is the guy that's looking like he's gonna run?
Maybe 20 feet.
Oh yeah. Are we? It's fire and stuff here. Is it brighter, like not dim light anymore?
Yeah, it's smoky, so it's obscured. But
Okay.
that's only for distance. Once you're on top of somebody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I will just run the 20 feet or whatever to avoid the other two guys to not get in
Yep.
their range, and
Yep.
run to this guy. And I'm gonna punch him twice.
Do it.
$12 and a 16.
The 16 will hit.
Alright, and then I'm gonna burn a key point to do a stunning strike on him. He needs to make a Constitution 14 save against the stun.
Oh, that's a nat 20. I'm sorry.
Takes 7 damage from it.
Okay.
I have a bonus action, don't I?
Yep.
I guess I'll just use my bonus action and hit him again. I can do
Okay.
that as a monk.
Yep.
Can I do another stunning strike or no?
Yes, you can.
Okay, 21 to hit, and another
Yep.
con save from him.
Oh, that's a 9.
And 12 damage additional. He's stunned till the end of my next turn. I just lean in close and I'm like, shh.
So, first punch misses as you get close. The next two land. And just as they're turning to you, they just kind of stop. And they're looking at you. They don't look as well armored as the others. Who had 21?
I did. So I'm gonna look at them.
Hey, this is a secret mission. Now we're
Oh,
gonna
no.
have to help you be quiet.
Oh no.
Dordo's gonna help him.
Okay. Yeah, oh no.
15 to hit on the first strike.
Mm-mm. 15 misses.
Well, then both miss.
Seem to be well armored. I believe you have... Oh no, that's 2 weapon fighting. Okay. 15. Yeah, they are pretty well armored. Okay. So as you run up, brandishing your sword, unfortunately you slip a little bit in the debris that has tumbled down over here. It's just loose rocks. Those that are light enough to travel this far, and small enough to trip. Or slip anyway. The first guard will raise their weapon. 21 to hit. And a 15.
Who are you attacking?
You.
Both hit.
Okay. Not the barbarian. Did you rage?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he's not angry yet. So, two-handed. You take 14 damage as somebody matching maybe not your strength, and maybe not quite the size of your sword, but same two-handed, slashes into you for 14 damage. You rolled 6.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you. Nobody rolled great initiative. So
Alright,
there's
so-
2 right in front of Terry, and Probably Brangus. I would assume that y'all two were probably grouped up together.
I was probably the one they tripped over.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I'm gonna shoot at the one that hasn't attacked yet.
Okay.
First of all, I gotta light my next cigar.
Mm.
I'm gonna use steady aim.
Okay.
And they're not considered surprised, are they?
I mean, everybody's kind of surprised right now,
Okay.
but not sneak attacks. Well, you have a somebody within melee range of them, so it would still be sneak attack.
All right, so I'm gonna roll to hit first.
Did Jace attack the one that was running away?
Yes, that one's stunned.
18 to hit.
Yep. You do have sneak attack because you have somebody within melee range, within 5 feet.
Total for 36 damage. As I very calmly loose an arrow right at this guy's fucking eyeball. So the cool thing about this character is I have these glasses that allow me to see things from very, very far away, and I have a crossbow, which effectively gives me a scope. Is the way which is the way I looked at it.
Yep.
So I've got these natural glasses that give me a scope, which is the fantasy of this character is fun. It's just very one-sided. I shoot arrows. That's what I do.
So Brangus, the one in front of you that just kind of ran into the wall, that is Brangus, jumps back with their sword at the ready, and you see a bolt straight under their collarbone just sink in, and then blood coming out in spurts. It has hit something vital, and they are incredibly hurt as their arm goes limp. They can now only swing their sword with one hand. And being that they ran into you, they're going to swing it at you. Oh, that's an 11. That's a 23.
Okay, that will hit.
So the first one, as he's in shock of this and he's feeling the weakness in his body, he grabs his massive long sword with one hand and swings it at you, easily missing as you just kind of back away from them running into you. And then the second swing makes contact for 11 damage. It is your turn.
11 damage towards me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will... There's, bits of fire around, right?
There are fire in the buildings off to the west of you. Not far.
Okay. I am going to kick up a rock from the ground and smash it with my hammer. And it's going to break into 3 pieces, sending 3 stones at each one of them.
Okay, are they all a different roll to hit?
No, it's a dex save.
Oh, it's a dex. Oh, they're super dexy. Not really. 15. Oh no. They rolled well. 15, 18.
Is the stun one at disadvantage?
I think the stun one automatically fails. We're going to say it automatically fails.
Okay. That will be 10 points of fire damage as 3 bolts of fire just sink into them.
Into the stunned one?
Into each of them.
Oh, into each. What was your save?
17.
Oh, a 17. So one of them saves.
Okay. I didn't hear the second one.
Yeah, 15, 18, 13. Okay, so how much damage? 11? 10?
10.
The one Jace right in front of you that is stunned. This burning stone smacks into them right in the chest, and the fire just splashes up. And you see their eyes begin to roll back. And they just collapse.
And I believe that is it.
Okay.
All I can do.
So, Jace, the one in front of you is probably unconscious, maybe not quite dead. But it is your turn again.
So did you like collapse or?
Yeah, he collapsed.
Okay, then I'll turn around and run back to whoever's still fighting and punch somebody.
You got one in front of Brangus and one in front of Terry.
Yeah, if neither one looks like a leader or more important or something, then I'll go to the one in front of Bringus.
The guy in front of me is looking pretty hurt.
Yeah, the guy in front of Brangus is very hurt.
Let's try and kill him then. 12 and a 15.
They both miss.
They both miss? Okay,
They're pretty armored.
I'll
I'm
go ahead and
sorry.
bonus action hit again.
Okay.
17?
That is their AC.
So it hits, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do some damage to him. Do 10 damage total.
Okay. So as this blood is just pulsing out of this guy's chest through, like, you just see it pouring through his armor. Jace, you come around. Actually, you would have had advantage. You want to flank.
Sure, I probably came from behind him, yeah?
Yeah. So roll 3 times again.
22, 29, and 20 even.
Okay, so all 3 connect. So Jace appears, Brangus, as you're staring at this guy, weakly swinging a sword, appears behind him and just starts wailing on him. How do you want to kill this guy?
So the total damage was 32.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just I guess I'm behind him, aren't I? I'll just wail on him in the back, like middle section area. And then when he looks like he's about to fall over, I'll kick him in the knee and push his face down behind me into the dirt.
Yeah, gracefully. As the guy begins to fall, you just kind of grab his head and move him out of your way, clearing an area so you can get to the next guy if needed.
Pretty much. I have 50 feet of movement. Can I keep moving?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
for
I'll
it.
just go get in range of the next guy just in case he tries to run or something.
Yeah, so as you're pushing this guy past you, out of your way, you kind of shuffle sidestep, and the guy that you get behind turns around, and his eyes are just incredibly wide. Terry, it's your turn.
The guy that hit me, is that the one that's right in front of me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. No, you shouldn't have done that at all. And I'm gonna make some swipes with Gordo.
Yeah. And you are now have advantage.
Oh. All right, so we're at 25 on the first hit.
Yep.
And 24 on the second hit.
Yeah. Roll Gordo damage.
8 damage on the first swing. And 12 damage on the second swing.
This guy turned around to Jace, suddenly feels the piercing, slashing of Gordo? Whips back around to receive another slash and begins trying to backtread as he's swinging his sword. He is very, very hurt. And unfortunately, it's Adric's turn.
Okay.
He can't move far.
Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. He can't move far because Jace is like swinging at him from behind.
Does a 29 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Eight, 28.
28 damage. Terry, as you reach your sword back to continue swinging, a bolt.
Right through his eyeball. I'm gonna stick that shit right through his head. It might have enough power to go right out the back of his skull.
As he's turning around, Jace, you're waiting to punch the guy, and you just see this bolt through the eye. His eye disappears, and it just shoots out the back. Brangus, I need you to make a dexterity check.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Brangus.
I totally misheard you. I was like, what?
Right.
You're about to get people gooed all over the place.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh my god.
Sad. Sad. So I'm not watching what happened. I see the bolt hit him, and I flip my bow over, and I'm notching another. So I'm not even watching what's going on.
Yeah. So, Brangus, as you turn, do you have your shield donned?
Yes.
As you turn with your shield up, all grouping up on this last guy, ding, this bolt sticks into your shield, and you look down and slid quite a bit ways back and a little squished with the nerve hanging as the eyeball. So
Unfortunately.
these guys fall. And you kind of gather yourself as the smoke builds and begin moving towards the entrance once again of this mine. And that is where we will leave it.
I'm just leaving that eye on it.
Yeah.
Intimidation factor.
Nice.
It's just like so gross.
It's awesome.
So gross. Everybody enjoying their characters?
Oh, I love it.
Good.
I love that my character, with steady aim as a bonus action, I can create advantage for myself, which just gives me sneak attack no matter what. Like, I just constantly have sneak attack, so I'm always doing 5d6. It's ridiculous. At least 5d6.
I absolutely love that Terry failed at that.
Yeah.
That was the best.
The grenade.
That was so good.
That was too perfect.
That was so good.
And freaking Jace's like Misty Step type thing. Just
That was clutch.
It's
That was
ridiculously overpowered, actually.
Super
Yeah.
clutch.
yeah. So you
It only
you
works in
toss
dim and dark light, but
Really interesting.
Oh, that's perfect.
there's no
for us
cost to
working.
it though. It seems broken to me. There's no like I don't have to
It's a
spend key
classic.
points or do anything. Just I can step 60 feet wherever I want.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends
Y'all
on
are level 10.
and it depends on the campaign. Like if you're not ever doing shit at night. So the problem that I found with playing classes that are all night based is some people may not ever want to do things at night, and some people will always want to do things at night. So effectively, like you could just never get to use that.
Yeah.
You know, like I played the Shadow Cleric, and there's something that they have for nighttime as well, and I never got to use that feature because we just never did anything at night. The group that whatever. So
Fine, I'll
But
just fucking step of the wind and run 50 feet then.
yeah.
Like it's not that big of a drawback for me, other than I can't be seen.
Which is funny because nighttime is like my one big weakness. My character is tooled for assassinating in cities. So like I would have the glasses that allow me to see really far and precisely. And if there's like light in the window or whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? But if it's just all darkness,
You're screwed.
then I'm not very like I'm a human. Unfortunately, that's the weakness of humans, right? Is they have no dark vision.
And then there's me who literally brings the sun with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, you screw up my whole plan. My whole plan is be in darkness all the time, always dark.
That's so funny. We have such a weird mixture between the barbarian and
It makes
what
sense
are
in
you
these
even-
times.
what are you even playing, Silas? What's your character?
I'm doing a light cleric.
Oh, okay, yeah. Light clerics are fun. That's the fun spec.
But I'm
That's
not
the Torn
taking
one.
him like a traditional cleric. I just like he seems some things, so he just
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Joran was, dude. He was so fucking strong. That light cleric is so strong.
Clerics are strong.
The light cleric specifically is really fucking powerful. A lot of really strong spells.
Fireball.
Yeah, a lot of fire.
Yeah, a lot of fire.
And it's very hard to cast anything fire when we're supposed to be in darkness.
Yeah, I know.
That is
It's
true.
like a sudden flash of light, and Jason's like, "Fuck again! Why?"
Yeah, we are not a stealthy group at all.
Well, the weaknesses make
Well, I think Jason and I probably could, but like, yeah, Silas and
I did
Hannah
not
are
design
definitely not
this
made
for stealth.
no.
Right.
Definitely need that pass without a trace if we're trying to be stealthy. Yeah.
Which
It's perfect that you have that. Honestly, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
it strangely y'all's group works out so well.
I always pick up pass without a trace for this exact reason, because
Yeah,
you never know when you're gonna need +10 for the armor wear. You know,
like it
it's
all
And
just
just
too good of a spell.
I think one of the fun things with barbarians too is like the whole intimidating presence thing is I might get seen, but if they fail, I could just be like, you don't see me, and then they
Yeah.
would be too scared to actually do anything about it.
Mhm.
So it's just a
Yeah.
fun little tidbit that they put in it.
For sure.
I definitely
Yeah.
like it more than I thought I would. I thought monks were kind
freaking
of boring,
love
to be honest.
monks. I love monks.
Monks are so broken if you land stunning strike over and over again.
The only thing is that at early levels, they are really, really boring
Not good. Yeah.
because your fists aren't considered magical, so you can't hit things that are resistant to magic.
We just constantly flurry of blows and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's not even till like 3
Yeah,
or 2 or 3. Like, you don't even get that initially, I don't think.
but coming
I
in
wanna
at
say-
10, monks at high levels are just fucking fun.
Well, they have that new spec that they brought into, what was it, the dragon one?
Mm.
It's supposed to be really good too. But they have some really cool specs. You know, they have some really powerful. They're kind of the opposite of warlocks. Like, the base class is,
Yeah, I'm
kinda
playing a monk
boring.
on Sunday.
but they have a lot of flavorful like subclasses that are interesting. Like the drunken one's great. That's a tank, and the way they do the drunken monk is really interesting. It's super tanky.
Yeah, I'm playing a monk again on Sundays.
I've
She's
never played a
punchy.
monk before, just because I like on paper they look really boring to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
They do.
And you're probably right. I probably would go like level 1 to 5 and just be like, ah, this sucks so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anybody who's
I
still here on
played-
stream, good night. I'm gonna shut it down, and we're gonna finish our conversation. Love you guys. Bye.
Later.